my fellow Marks, and welcome to the Remark, the show you probably clicked on by mistake while searching for illegally uploaded pay-per-view matches. My name's Martin, and since the WWE have started pushing the boundaries of what qualifies as PG-13, I thought that I should follow suit. So here's some British curse words that are sure to make the censors turn bright red. Fanny, bottom, spotted dick, minge, Paddington, Nigel, portcullis, tepid, vindaloo, etc. That's not me saying that there's more. Etc. is also a British swear. This week on a commercial for the WWE Network, the bookers took full advantage of Raw's overflowing roster by focusing on the same 4 or 5 people that they've been focusing on for the last half a year. Seth Callings rolls out the man who took everything from him.
There's something that's been going on around here. It's kind of been bubbling underneath the surface for the last few months. I want Triple H.
It turns out the thing that has been bubbling for the last few months has been the bong that the WWE creative team have been smoking from while trying to make this Triple H feud seem interesting. Kevin Owens arrives and announces that he's already bought Christmas gifts for his erstwhile chum Chris Jericho, namely a chance to win the US title from Roman Reigns tonight and a match against Seth Rollins at upcoming Raw pay-per-view Roadblock. So gold, frankincense, and meh. Not only that, but Kevin has convinced Stephanie McMahon to put Seth in a match against a mystery opponent tonight. And you'll never guess who it is. That's right, it's
The Big Show!
Okay, no. Take 2, Michael Cole. You're supposed to sound genuinely surprised by this. It's more like, The Big Show?
The Big Show!
Okay, no, we're going to make this work. Big Show has been gone for the better part of a year. Nobody was expecting him to show up tonight. And go.
Oh my!
I told myself I would never wish for Jerry Lawler to return to the announce team, but damn it, Michael, you're making me question that decision.
The Big Show!
Said the thing. What's the best way to convey how imposing Big Show is? By talking about kitchen utensils, apparently.
That frying pan-like hand of Big Show.
Raw just thrust into the pressure cooker against the Big Show.
Yeah, Big Show. When he hits you, it's like getting lightly slapped across the face with an egg whisk. Fighting him is like getting choke-slammed by a fridge. The leader of the Ginger Uprising, Jack Gallagher, debuts on Raw. A man whose entire gimmick is behaving like a proper British gentleman while also being an expert on pro wrestling. I don't see the appeal myself. John Cena is hosting an upcoming episode of SNL, a role that's perfect for him as he has spent years honing his comedy skills, walking around pretending that a fireman's carry is a devastating finisher. It's time to play What Would General Manager Mick Foley Do? Next week, the New Day break the record for longest tag team title reign in WWE history. So the question is, did Mick Foley A, break up the New Day and have them wrestle in a triple threat match for the newly reintroduced hardcore title? B, scream incoherently at a badger about Sasha Banks' various accomplishments? Or C, have the club fight Sheamus and Cesaro for the right to face the New Day on Raw next week for the tag titles? If you chose C, you are bang wrong. It was the badger thing. But fortunately, his incoherent ramblings were mistranslated by the booking team, and this match happened anyway. Backstage, Enzo stands up for Lana when he spots Rusev screaming at her, and then he has a calm conversation with her, making sure that she's all right. Well, that was a nice little segment, actually. Totally harmless. I'm sure there's nothing to be concerned about there. Let's move on. Sami Zayn comes out for a match, and then we immediately cut back to Lana, who is inviting Enzo back to her hotel room so they can fuck. Well, okay, I think Sami Zayn's expression here speaks for all the viewing audience.
So nonetheless, we can't get back to action.
Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens have a throwaway match together that doesn't remind us of how Sami Zayn's talents are being wasted on Raw. Yes, they even go as far as to show a replay from a previous match that happened earlier in the night, just to emphasize how important all of this isn't. In the locker room, Roman Reigns attempts to tease Chris Jericho by implying that there's still some car paint on his forehead. The joke's on Roman, however, as Jericho is able to expertly turn that line into a plug for the TrueCar app.
You stupid idiot!
First of all,
Watch how you talk to me.
Yes, watch how you talk to him, Chris. He only understands insults if they're phrased in the form of Looney Tunes quotes. Sasha Banks challenges Charlotte Flair to an Iron Man match at the upcoming pay-per-view, which is extremely appropriate, as much like with Iron Man, everyone went gangbusters for the first one, but by the time the third one rolled around, everyone was like, what's Loki doing during all of this? TJ Perkins still needs to download that patch that gets rid of the Cruiserweight title graphic in his entrance. The women's division on Raw continues to excel, as the bitter rivalry between Bayley and one of any 3 women she keeps cycling through enters its newest chapter.
As we've learned over the last couple of weeks, I believe Alicia might have a little bit of a crush on Cedric Alexander. She got extremely upset that Bayley gave Cedric a bear, and Alicia just stormed off.
No, seriously, why are they fighting? Ridiculous premise aside, I'm sure that this will be a gripping feud that
Charlotte and Sasha continue their aggression by boxing.
Okay, maybe it's best if we just move on, and hey, it's Titus O'Neil and Mark Henry! And they actually have a decent storyline behind this match. It's been going on for quite a while, so I'll leave it to the announcers to fill you in on it.
This all started when Titus O'Neil got upset that Mark Henry was in the WWE film, and
or the numerous other things that happened before the movie role was brought up, but yeah, sure, Titus O'Neil is angry that he didn't get to co-star in a movie that debuted at number 9 in the box office. Yeah, let's go with that. Enzo attempts to call an Uber so he can go fuck a married woman. What a scamp. But to his surprise, he accidentally orders a Woober, which is where Ric Flair drives you where you need to go, crashes the car, bleeds all over everything, and then elbow drops your wallet. My OTP of Chris Jericho and Kevin Owens has to be sacrificed so that your OTP from Yuri on Ice can be made canon. You're welcome. Once again, it sounds like the crowd is booing Roman Reigns, but after careful analysis, it turns out they're actually saying United States Champion. A lot of emphasis on the first syllable for some reason. Michael Cole wonders where Charlotte's head is at.
You also have to wonder where Charlotte Flair is mentally. A lot of issues have creeped up over the past few weeks, including her father.
For more mental images of Ric Flair creeping up on things, be sure to check out his entry on WWE Storytime, where he tells the riveting tale of seeing some boobs. Speaking of creeping, what most of the WWE audience feels they are doing while Lana seduces Enzo into taking off his clothes. I wanted to show you this segment in its entirety just to demonstrate how deeply disturbing it is, but it turns out that YouTube would flag it for copyright as soon as it reaches about 5 or 6 seconds. So, instead of doing that, here's Enzo summarizing the entire thing in less than 2.
This is not a good idea.
Charlotte breaks Ric Flair's heart by beating the shit out of Sasha Banks right in front of him, who, as everyone knows, is not only part of Eddie Guerrero's legacy, but was also one of the founding members of the Four Horsemen. You know, we should have been able to predict that Sasha would have a constantly changing backstory. I mean, just look at her hair. She's clearly the protagonist in this anime, seductively undressing over to SmackDown, and AJ Styles shows us his butthole. Thank you. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You're welcome. Yes, thank you. James Ellsworth comes out to suggest that AJ is faking his ankle injury to get out of losing his title to him, but AJ is too busy watching the new WWE DVD, The Best of the Great Khali, to listen to him.
What are you doing? You look like you're in slow motion.
Dean Ambrose comes out and hits dirty deeds on James Ellsworth in retribution for James costing him the title at Tables, Ladders, and Chairs. Or as they would say in JBL-anese,
Watch it, this is great, this is great, this is great. Watch this, no, look at it, watch him stick his head down. Bam!
Bray tries to see how long it'll take the other Wyatts to notice that he's wearing John Cena's jorts on his head. What a prankster! Next thing you know, he'll be fucking a married woman. David Otunga recounts how Orton joined the Wyatt family.
And the thing of it is, both Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt are dangerous, strong-willed individuals, but the fact that they're willing to set aside their egos and work together I mean, that's a dangerous combination.
Funny, I wasn't aware that being brainwashed by an evil cult was the same as setting aside your differences and working together. Yes, the Manson family was a shining example of people of various creeds and cultures coming together for a common cause and uniting as friends. To commit horrific murder, yes, but hey, what a team effort, am I right? The world makes no sense to me anymore.
We're being nominated for Best Reality Show and Best Actress in a Reality Series.
Yes, that may sound like an absurd concept, but hey, get a load of the acting chops on Nikki Bella in this next clip, where it appears that she's auditioning for Mannequin 3, The Mannequining. Remember when I used to tease the Ascension for rhyming in their promos? Well, fortunately, they've come a long way since then.
There is no room for light. We are the things that go bump in the night.
Ironically, both of those words also rhyme with shite. The hype bros taunt the apocalyptic poets.
We got the Ascension coming to the ring with their little makeup and their little skirts on.
Yes, if anybody should be taunting the fact that somebody else looks kind of silly, it's Mojo Blithering Idiot Rawley. Mojo stops a match for 10 seconds so that he can act like MC Hammer under the influence of debilitating drugs that have left his nervous system irreparably damaged. Rawley. Mojo, my name is Mojo Rawley. Rawley. Bros.
Cover! And Connor in there just in the nick of time.
The Miz gives Dean Ambrose an actual participation award, which just by existing already has more honor and prestige associated with it than all of the singles titles on Raw currently. Literally is a word that is literally overused by literally everyone.
In this match of tables, ladders, and chairs, Kiso literally did everything he possibly could in this match.
Yes, he did literally everything he could. Recited the lyrics to Baby Got Back backwards, replaced his mask with an identical one made of marzipan, learned to play the didgeridoo, won an award for Best Actor in a Reality Series, figured out what Mojo Rawley brings to the table, had a biscuit, created and subsequently cancelled his own wrestling-themed podcast. Literally everything he could do. Famous wrestling personality Sophia Grace makes an appearance.
Nikki!
Oh,
Hey! Hi!
Sophia Grace, how you doing, girl?
I'm good, thanks. And by the way, thanks for the invite.
Of course.
And how are you?
Well, clearly they must be close personal acquaintances, because Nikki used Sophia Grace's full name, which isn't incongruous with any of...
Well, just like my song Girl in the Mirror says, every setback is just a setup for something just a little bit better.
Oh, that is such great advice. And speaking of songs...
Oh, is the segment still happening? I thought it was...
Don't forget about the special thing we have planned.
Oh my gosh, where we have the special guest stars. Lana, Naomi, Sasha Banks, and my twin sister, Brie Bella. You know what, just thinking about all this is making me feel so much better, so thank you so much.
Well, I've got your back.
Oh, you are the best. Honestly, don't know what I'd do without you.
So Alexa Bliss and Becky Lynch cut promos on each other that furthers their feud and elevates the women's title on SmackDown. It's almost like I'm watching a wrestling product or something. Dean Ambrose won't stop asking The Miz where the new episode of Miz TV is, and The Miz won't stop asking Dean Ambrose where the new episode of The Ambrose Asylum is. In other words,
These two treating each other like internet trolls for the WWE Intercontinental Championship.
well, that's the end of yet another Remark. And remember, just like my song Girl in the Mirror says, every setback is just a setup for something just a little bit better. To the pit, motherfucker!